Good afternoon, Glenn Oldman with the cam, and today we're in Defiance, Ohio, in particular at Fort Defiance, which was built at the confluence of the Auglaize and the Maumee River. Today all that remains are some of the outcrops, the outlying areas of the fort, which was built in 1794. Actually, it was built August 9th through the 17th, so it was put up rather quickly, but it was a defense against the Indians who occupied a lot of this territory. We're going to take a walk around the parapet here and take a look at what this fort defended. They have a tent up. The library is built over here, and they have this tent which is reading. We'll see that it's tales and tales. I guess they bring in animals or even stuffed animals, and then they have books that are about animals. Kind of a way to get the kids to know some of their critter life. You can see where the outline of the fort was. It goes around that way. And this was the South Blockhouse. Garrison food preparation area, fireplace located in the corner. So if you can picture that. Let's take a walk down this way. Okay, this was the location of the bake oven. You know, when you think about it, the 9th through the 17th, that's 8 days to build a fort. Boy, he was hustling. What else do we have here? Oh, very important, the powder magazine. May have been stored here below ground, so this probably went down, way down like that. Okay, moving on around the fort. Let's see what we have. I want to try and find the shape of the fort because it was kind of unusual. There are these diamond outcrops that were on each corner of it. And then the walls went back and then back over again. This was the East Blockhouse. So the troops were located right here. I bet on those balmy nights it brought up a breeze. And what they were defending against is the Indians that were, I believe there's an encampment that was right over there across the street. We're going to head over there a little later on, take a look at that. Let's go back. We're in the blockhouse. We'll go around. Wayne's Water and Supply Trench. Again, they're referring to General Anthony Wayne. Called him Mad Anthony. I've got to delve into that and find out why they called him Mad Anthony. I know he was called back out of retirement to come and man this fort by George Washington. Buffalo were recorded here in 1718 to the east across the river. This entire area was an important Indian trade center from early times to 1830. And again, his mission was to clear 50 miles within this fort of Indians. Civil War cannons. These cannons used for coastal defense were located in the North Carolina's Confederate Fort Fisher. They were captured by the Union forces during the Civil War, and they were given to the community of Defiance. Yeah, I was going to mention that I didn't think these cannon would have been here. I mean, there was Indians in canoes, and you're going to use a cannon against them. I think muskets were quite efficient. Again, that's aimed out that way. However, these were Confederate cannons that were captured and given to Defiance.
And it only seems fitting that they be displayed in this park setting.
Okay, you have the Maumee River and the Auglaize River. Let's go down and take a look. There you go, that kind of explains it. Fort Defiance up in this corner here. Fort Winchester, which was built later on as a line of defense for the War of 1812. The Auglaize River, the Maumee, and the Tiffin River. Yeah, the fort would have stood right here. Which would have been kind of really impressive. The Indians had an encampment that was over on that side of the river. And we're going to take a walk over there later. There is an Indian grave over there, an Indian chief. I believe it's somewhere in that area there. I've seen it before. We're going to visit it again. Grave of Captain John Logan, Indian Chief Scout, 1788 to 1812. Just outside the parapets. I don't know what this is, but it looks like it's been here a while. Maybe it's to seal off a well. Yeah, we'll see. It's just outside the fort again. Let's take a walk up the hill. Again, you can see the outline of the fort, which may have been the entrance to it here. Let's see what this says. We'll take a look at some of those. But it looks like this could have been the entrance. Well, we saw that before. Wayne's Water Supply Tent. Let's go down this way. Johnny Logan, Winchester's Regiment, War of 1812, November 25th, 1812. Fallen Timbers is up north a little ways over there near Toledo, Ohio. This would have been how the fort would have looked. Okay, a lot of history here. Let's go down, continue our walk. Again, yeah, the walls would have been along there. And this would have been some sort of an entrance in here. Okay, this is the North Blockhouse. And blacksmithing. So this is where the horses would have been taken care of and shoed. Okay, let's follow it around some more because it goes all the way over there. I mean, it was a rather large fort. Okay, officers' quarters were located along this section. So officer quarters were along here. Oh, you can feel the breeze. That's why they were here. They have a nice breeze coming through. And this is kind of dirty. Okay, a trench 16 feet wide by 8 feet deep was dug. On the three sides of the fort, earth removed from the trench was used to form the 6-foot high earthen rampart next to the fort's wall. Ah, so there would have been a trench going along. So it would have made the fort, appear even higher. I mean, it's imposing enough on the side of this hill to look out over the river and see this gigantic fort, let alone have a trench put in front of it. So they were smart. Okay, we're going to follow the wall around again. Well, that could have been an exit. Let's just take a walk down through here. It looks like it was some sort of a exit, maybe in front of the fort down to the river. Yeah, I mean, there's still stone. Okay, so the walls would have been very high, especially with this. Let's go back up. The officers' quarters again were right in through there. And maybe this was the way for the officers to get out. They could get out. Enlisteds had to stay. Yeah, definitely some sort of an entrance here. And again, the fort would go around that way. This is the West Blockhouse. So the West Blockhouse would have been in here. And following it, fort outline. Would lead us back here. The main gateway, Fort Defiance Gateway, 1794. Okay, so that would have been it. You would have entered the fort through here.
Before we leave, there are two other things I'd like to show you. All land surveyed from this point north to Canada is based on this flagpole.
That's the flagstaff. Right here next to the library, which did occupy some of the fort and the outer parts of it, is General Wayne's Dutch oven, 1794.
I think this is what the Dutch oven would have looked like.
The quiet Auglaize and Maumee River. Right at the confluence sits Fort Defiance. We're looking at it from across the Maumee River. That's a little bit of a stretch. But this side would have been occupied by an Indian camp. I like this. I've seen this before when Jake was in college down here. We did a little walk around. It's a 9-foot diameter apple tree, if you can believe that. We're going to walk across the street here, provided there's nobody coming up the street. This is the grave. Well, if I could pronounce that, that'd be great. Mohawk Chief. We'll try and look up the meaning of that and pronounce it correctly in honor of him. I would believe the other two stones on either side of him are either for protection or more than likely where his wives were buried. Yep, he was the chief. I think that's going to do it for today. Glenn Oldman with the cam. We're in Defiance, Ohio at Fort Defiance. We've seen some interesting things here. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Any comments you have, please put them below. Thank you for joining me. Glad to have you along. Have a great day.